Planned Parenthood says it's backing Democrat Sarah Gideon in a Senate race in Maine. The nation's largest abortion provider says Republican Susan Collins turned her back on women by supporting Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court. Collins was honored by Planned Parenthood as recently as 2017. She was called an outspoken champion for women's health. Final preparations are underway for this year's March for Life in Washington, D.C., which brings together pro-life advocates from across the United States. The annual march, held in the nation's capital, marks the anniversary of the Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling, which legalized abortion in all 50 states. Joining me now with the preview of this year's march is Jeanne Mancini. She is president of the March for Life. Jeanne, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tracy.
Yeah, so this year's theme is Life Empowers, Pro-Life is Pro-Woman. How do pro-life and pro-woman go hand in hand?
Well, this year, 2020, marks the centennial of the 19th Amendment, which of course is a woman's right to vote. And so we're going back to the early suffragists to discover how all of them were essentially pro-life, and they did not see, a woman's capacity for motherhood as being at odds with her inherent dignity of being a woman. So we're studying that. But then also this year, there's going to be so much negative messaging about what it means to be pro-woman, especially in an election year. And so we want to do our part to provide clarity on what that means. So, I mean, life is empowering, and being pro-life is pro-woman.
Wonderful. Let's talk about the March for Life. In the past, it's attracted thousands of people in Washington. What's the response been like so far this year, and how many people are you expecting?
Well, I've been amazed. So I've been working at the March for a little over 7 years. So this will actually be my 8th March, and every year it seems to grow. And we have well over 100,000 that come. So largely young people. This is an organically grassroots organization and event, and you'll see just those smiling, happy young people, well over 100,000. So the excitement this year is there. It's palpable again.
And I know you guys are going to have a host of inspiring speakers, and there's going to be politicians there and pro-life leaders as well as abortion survivors. But it's also a somber reminder of the lives lost.
Yeah, Tracy, thanks for asking that. There's always a tension in the event because we're commemorating the loss of 61 million Americans to abortion, and that we live in a culture of walking wounded, men and women who've been wounded by abortion. And there's always hope and healing for someone who's having that experience. And yet we've got, the excitement of knowing that this is the human rights abuse of today that we're fighting for and fighting against, and that we will bring an end to this. We will make abortion unthinkable.
And this year you've also launched a number of pro-life marches in different cities across the country. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, for a whole host of reasons. We were thinking and praying about this for a number of years, but essentially we're asked more than any other question if we can help start local marches, and so much is happening legislatively at the state level. So this year we'll have our 2nd annual Virginia March for Life in Richmond on February 13th. We're also going to have a Connecticut March on April 15th and a Pennsylvania March on May 18th.
Great. And how's the response been as far as attendance?
It's so exciting. So in Virginia, we had over 7,000 people come to the Virginia March last year, and they say that was the largest event short of an inauguration, a gubernatorial inauguration on the grounds of the Capitol in Richmond. So very exciting at that state level.
Wonderful. One last question quickly, if we can get this in. What's your advice to help pro-lifers maintain the momentum beyond this week, especially in the face of pro-abortion messaging?
Yeah, well, if people come to the March for Life and they're motivated and have a great day, that's wonderful. But if their hearts aren't changed so that they go home to their local community to make a difference, then we haven't done our job. So, I mean, the real goal here is for each of us to embrace our mission and our vocation to help build a culture of life. And for each of us, that's a little bit differently, but that's our real hope and goal, to make abortion unthinkable.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jeanne, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Jeanne Mancini, president of the March for Life. Thank you.